Hi, everyone, and welcome to Talk 61. And this week, we're talking about being on autopilot. Happens to us all right the way through our lives. We don't realise we're doing it, but slowly we develop these habits and we're doing them without even thinking. Do you buy the same foods every week? Do you eat the same meals on the same evening each week? We all develop these habits. Now, if you're happy with the way you look, with the way you feel, all the rest, absolutely fine. But sometimes you have to think, am I really happy with the way I look? Would I like to be a bit slimmer, a bit fitter, whatever? Then maybe it's time to look at the habits that you've developed. Have you developed bad habits, a bad routine? Now, we all want to see change, or most of us do. So if we want to see change, the answer, of course, is that we have to change something. So let's have a look at some of the ways that we can look at, are we on autopilot? Are we doing the same things every day? And I'm talking about things like, do you always have a biscuit every time you have a cup of coffee? When you go out with your pal, do you always order a scone? Do you share it sometimes, but mainly you say, no, I could do the whole one. I deserve it. Do you order chips every time you go out for a meal? Do you always have dessert? Some of these things can actually be behind the problems that you perceive yourself as having. So let's look first of all at, are you actually hungry when you want to go to eat? A lot of us don't know what hunger is. And many times we eat and it's nothing to do with hunger. It's just we want food. We crave chocolate or we crave a cake or a biscuit or a packet of crisps or whatever. So before you grab that packet of crisps or the big chunk of cheese, think to yourself, am I hungry? Or am I actually doing this for another reason? And sometimes if you can just understand and appreciate the reason, it can help you to change things. Don't wait until you're absolutely starving. If you do, so let's say, for example, you've gone out in the morning, you've missed breakfast or had a very light breakfast, and it's got to 2:30 and you still haven't had your lunch. So you need something to eat. You know that, it's healthy. What are you going to crave at that point? By this time, your blood sugar levels are going to be so low that you'll be craving sugar, salt, and fat, none of which is particularly good for us at all. So rather than letting yourself get to that point where you're so hungry, make sure you eat at regular intervals, or if you know you might have to be delayed on a meal, have a sensible and healthy snack in your bag. There's so many about, and something as simple as an apple or a banana in your bag could actually be the answer. Doesn't have to be expensive things. Only eat until you're comfortably full. How many of us have been brought up to just eat and finish exactly what's on our plate? The other thing is eating very fast, of course, so we don't even notice that we've eaten too much. So take your time, eat your meal, but when you feel, oh, I've probably had enough, leave the rest on your plate. I know it's going to be difficult, but it is possible. Choose food that you actually like, that you enjoy. So many of us can get very easily hooked on what are the healthy foods. If someone says to you, oh, you really should be eating, I don't know, avocados, they're really healthy for you. You should be eating at least 2 or 3 a week. If you don't like avocados and you decide you're going to eat one for your health, you're going to start looking for something else as soon as you finish that avocado because you're not satisfied with it. You don't like it. Just because somebody says it's a health food or it's good for you doesn't mean it's right for you. So enjoy your food and choose what you love, but we don't have to have too many of the bad foods. Always sit at table if you can. That way you're actually giving a message to your brain, I am now sitting and I'm at my meal. You also will have better digestion because you're sitting in an upright position. If you're scrunched up in a chair or whatever, perhaps watching the TV, having a meal on your knee, it's not going to be as good for you. Your digestive system will struggle to actually process everything. Also, no distractions. So when you sit down at table, try and move your phone away to somewhere else. Don't sit constantly checking your emails. Is the TV on? Is the radio on? Have you got your laptop sitting out? It's very tempting to be distracted by all these things. So where you can, try and get rid of those distractions. Also, don't rush your meal. I mentioned before about eating too fast. We in the main enjoy food. I know there's some people that don't. I'm not one of them. I absolutely love food, love to eat. Unfortunately, I am inclined to eat rather fast. Now, I think it stemmed from when my firstborn was very young and it was a matter of get the food into your stomach before he wakes up and starts crying again. And I started to eat very, very fast. One, you don't really enjoy the food because you're not tasting it, you're not appreciating it. And that's the next point, really. Enjoy everything you're eating and appreciate it. Slow down. If you can, put your cutlery down in between mouthfuls. That enables you to then think about what you're eating, to take your time. And again, you're not overloading your stomach and your digestive system. If you eat very fast, you're probably not chewing your food sufficiently, and therefore it gives the digestive system much harder work to do. So, all to your benefit, take your time, sit at the table, and enjoy your food. If you're not enjoying your food, don't eat it. So if you've ordered something in a restaurant and it just isn't right, you don't like it, just because you've ordered it doesn't mean you have to eat it. Now, it's not the restaurant's fault. Often it's a poor choice that you've decided to go for that and it really isn't what you enjoy normally. It's not your taste. Some restaurants say, I'll bring you something else, but really it's not their fault. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just you've chosen the wrong thing. Or if at home you decide to try a new recipe and you make it and you just think, that's horrible. I don't like that at all. Why would you eat it? Now, I know you could say, well, I can give you the answer to that. We don't like to waste food, and of course we don't like to waste it. But also don't waste calories. If you eat something that you're not enjoying, as soon as you've finished it or very shortly afterwards, you'll be looking for some sort of satisfaction. You haven't had it from your meal, so you'll start picking at things. Like I mentioned before, a bit of cheese, a bar of chocolate, an extra glass of wine, something. You will crave other things. So where you can, enjoy your food, take your time. All our food is necessary, but it also should be a great enjoyment in our lives. Look at our habits. Are you constantly eating the same things week after week, day after day, without thinking about what you're eating at all? Break the bad habits, develop new good habits, and you should find that you actually feel a lot better for it. Thank you for listening. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.